We are Legion.
We are all.
We are one.
We are
Watching. Nutty.
All right. Hey, folks. Welcome to the Hoardcast. I'm Padme1138, and with us, as always, is Greg, Ted Salas, and our special guest host, a perennial favorite, Matt.
Good morning. I shouldn't
Jacobus.
say good morning. I shouldn't say good morning. Who knows what time people are listening to this?
It
how's it
is
going?
Morning.
There.
How's it going, guys? What's up?
Not much.
Going well.
What's
It's
that?
having a morning,
Yeah.
having a Saturday morning recording
Yep.
podcasting. So that's
Saturday morning. Irish coffee. Nothing better.
oh, ready. I love it. I love that Matt finds a reason to drink.
Every time.
It's us. His wife probably hates us. Yeah, my husband's
Enablers.
yeah, the fucker, he's drunk by 11 o'clock in the morning.
That's right.
Guys. That's a lot.
You gotta have my nap by noon.
Well, I do that too.
So do I. It's great.
Regardless.
I do.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
that's
Being home from work, being with the kids, man. I don't know what I'm gonna have to do when I go back to work and can't take a nap at noon anymore. It's gonna suck.
Yeah. If your boss is gonna frown on that, if you try,
Yeah, they probably won't like that.
He's gonna be like, yeah, we need to talk about the nap thing. When you moved a full size couch into your office,
It's bad news.
I imagine a lot of people have that same problem. So.
Yeah, I think so. That's what it is right now.
Universal.
Yeah.
But I've always loved the nap, and the afternoon nap
Oh,
is a great thing.
It is the best.
She doesn't.
Sometimes it's good, so there's peace. Lord, there could be some peace for a while, and he's just napping. It's like a toddler, but
Well,
I'm like a big baby.
but then sometimes when there's like stuff to be doing or whatever, and stuff we could be doing, and it's like, I gotta take my nap.
Well, I've often argued for there should be places like at Disney. I say this almost every time we go. I'm like, they should have a place for dads to go and take a nap for an hour. A nice, cool place to lay down and just take a little refresher in the middle of the day, and then you get up, and get going again.
it'll make you much more pleasant to be around. That's what I figure. I'd be more pleasant to be
I
around.
get to be a real cranky asshole about 3 minutes if I haven't had a nap.
It's before that.
Okay, the truth comes out. Now it can be told. I'm
it could
actually
be
an
like those
asshole all the time.
They have these little nap pods at like the airports.
Really?
Yeah. Well, it's like a little room, and you like rent it for a
You
short
have to
amount
pay
of
for
time.
it.
Yeah, you have to pay for it,
Yeah,
and then like
pay
you
for
get
it.
some time to
I want one of those at the house.
sleep or whatever.
I want a nap pod in the house.
It's called a bedroom.
I know, but
You have one.
I know, but a pod sounds awesome.
It's just like a small room.
Yeah, I know.
Place where you can't be disturbed.
No, I want like a little metal canister that I can get in and take a nap, and then it's got a clear window on the top, and you can look in on me like I'm in suspended animation.
Well, I'm sure Moo will let you go sleep in the shed if you want.
It's hot in the shed. Plus there's cats and there's lizards.
Probably snakes.
No, I don't know.
No.
If snakes want to be in
No,
Nope.
not with all the cats around. They don't want to be around.
No.
You don't see many snakes. Nope.
Yeah. So
Or lizards with tails.
right off the bat, we're into a tangent.
Yeah.
I want a nap pod.
The napping tangent.
I want like a suspended animation chamber that I can take a nap in and freak people out. Oh, where's Greg? He's in his tube.
pod.
Yeah, he's in his the hyperbaric chamber.
Yeah, exactly. One of those, like Michael Jackson.
That's it.
We're way off.
He lived right.
All right.
So we got some. It's nice to be here this week, and
Yep.
we've got more stuff coming. I mean, it's a freaking roller coaster.
That's
of
right.
content.
We have our special international correspondent is working on something.
He's done it
Cooking
again.
something up.
Yeah, it's cooking. It's on the
Yeah.
stove right now, getting hot.
Getting hot.
But it's supposed to go down. I think his Sunday. I don't understand
I don't
the time difference.
understand.
It may be coming to a Sunday. It might. I don't
know.
know. But
New
when it
Zealand
comes to
time, it's like a different
Yeah.
galaxy or
future.
something. How many
It's
light
in the
years is it
future.
from
I
here?
know that. So if he says it's Monday, then it's probably Sunday.
Sunday?
I guess.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. So that's supposed to be happening, and look forward to that. It's pretty big. It's a big get that we've been, really trying to get for a long time. So that's exciting. And then later in the week, I'm supposed to be talking to Joe Walsh from Neon Mob. They've got a lot of new stuff going on. They just launched like a subscription service where you get a lot of benefits. You pay in like $10 a month and you get a lot of benefits. Jen Leo in our group actually signed up for that. And she said it was pretty cool. So I'm looking forward to hearing more about that. And I always love talking to Joe because he's just like a ball of energy, man. That guy's he's a live wire.
His interviews are really good. They always come out really nice.
I really kind of have to like go, hey, Joe, how's it going? And then step the fuck out of the way, man, because he goes. It's fun. So I'm looking forward to talking to him. He's a really nice guy.
Trick of his then.
What's that? What does Joe have? How can I use this so you'll get the fuck out of my way? Good luck. Well, you can watch it. You'll be at home. You can hear the whole thing.
Yeah.
You should be around.
Yeah.
You could sit in. You could sit on the whole thing. So a wild week, really busy week. Kind of, it wasn't so much in the app. It wasn't that exciting.
But there was new stuff that happened. That you guys were all up in, and I was just like, what is happening? Is like Garbage Patch Cats or Garbage Pail Kids?
Garbage Patch Kids.
I can't.
It's Garbage Pail Kids.
I can't. I just can't. Garbage Pail Kids.
Yes. It's from your time. It's more of your time than of mine.
No, it's not.
Oh, it totally is. It has to be.
No, it wasn't. Really? I was already older.
Oh, okay. So this is one of these things that jumped over you. I was never into it when it was new. But so we're talking about Garbage Pail Kids on the blockchain, which is a new thing. It's a new realm of digital collecting, which she does not understand.
I don't understand.
I barely understand. I don't think, Matt, you've got a grip on the whole thing yet either. It's a lot. There's a lot to this whole thing. But I it's just kind of one of those things. It's like this opportunity. It's confusing. I really don't understand a lot of what's going on with it. But if you,
you think that.
What's
that? Can somebody call in and explain it?
Yeah, we need somebody to call in to.
Well, I know a dude that knows all about this stuff, and that's why I went in on it, was because we've been talking to a fella who's kind of a pioneer of digital cards and app designer all the way back to the earliest days of Bunt, which was literally the first really foray into digital cards. And even before that, this guy was into this. So now he's into this blockchain stuff, and we've talked to him several times about this stuff. And it's really interesting thing, because the difference with blockchain is it's not on anybody's server. It's not these items that we bought this week don't belong. They're not on Tops's server. They're not on anybody's server. We have a unique identifier that's tied to these things. You basically bought a piece of code, and the code belongs to you until you transfer it to somebody else. So you'll be able to use that code on different applications and things like that, even if they shut off all lights. If Tops went out of business tomorrow, sold all their computers to China, and the whole thing went tits up, we would still own these things that we bought the other day.
Yeah, they're not dependent on.
But where are they?
Those servers.
They're digital. Just like our shit here. It's digital, but it's out there in the blockchain now. The blockchain is basically the environment for these digital things.
And there's a ledger.
I know basically described it as the utility. You don't have to know how the power gets through the wires to your house. You just flick on the lights. Oh God, well, okay. Millions of years ago, the dinosaurs all died, and their bodies over time from heat and pressure were turned into oil. And we burn it and it turns into electricity. So there you go. The story of electricity. And also part of Jurassic Park. I was almost doing it in that.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Once upon a time, millions of years ago,
lip art.
There was dinosaurs.
Lip art, explain it.
Yeah. So yeah, it's basically it's a new realm of digital collecting. It's pretty exciting stuff. And this Tops thing with the Garbage Pail Kids is really the first mainstream foray into that. There's been things like the crypto kitties and things that we talk about, like that are related to Quid.
No, but these,
there's
like you said, they're on the blockchain. There's a ledger. So every person who owns an item, there's a record of a person who has it. So if you have a card, a digital card, there's a record on that. There's a tag to it that'll show you every person who's ever had that card.
right. Yeah, basically there'll be a lot of metadata tied to that. Now it's interesting that we all bought, we went in, you kind of went ham there, Matt. I was a little bit tentative. I was just using PayPal money from stuff that I had sold, cards that I had sold recently. And so I was just like, I'm just going to risk a little of my digital card money on this. And I did about $50. I did a jumbo, and I think I did 5 of the regular packs.
I didn't do that much more of that. I did 3 of the jumbos.
That's $75.
Yeah, and then 10 of the regular. So 125.
How many of the regulars?
10 of them.
Okay, so that's about 125. So.
Yeah, I'm in 125, which I think it was funny because I was like, I had to actually go get my wallet and open it up and pay for it. Yeah. It's not like
remember wallets?
I know. I walk out of the house without mine all the time. I had to go to my mom's house the other day for something, and I walk out of the house. I got in the car. I backed out of the driveway, and I realized, oh, I don't have my wallet. I had to go back in, get my wallet, because that'll be the day I get pulled over.
Oh, for sure.
Because I'm speeding like a motherfucker all the time.
We'll go out to eat at the grocery store, and I'll be like, oh, I forgot my wallet. And she's like, you did it on purpose.
Yeah, I never have a wallet in my pocket. I'm so unused to having it. So yes, it was weird to have to dig that out. Luckily, I had a credit card.
When they went on sale, like I was doing homeschool with the kid, and then we were talking about it in the group, and I'm like, maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't, and then we decided, all right, well, fine. So I'm sitting there doing homeschool, and I was trying to get it, and I was like, oh hell, I got to get up and go get my wallet.
I need my credit card. What?
It wasn't like buying crystals and
trying to shove dollar bills into the disk drive of my computer.
Yeah. It made it that much more real, though, is what I guess is what I'm saying. Like, I don't know.
Well, it was still kind of fun to, the pack opening experience was kind of fun.
Yeah.
They had a cool animation for that, and that was kind of neat. The website that this thing starts out on, the Wax.io, the GPK site, is janky as shit. Really very poorly done. There's a lot of stuff that doesn't load. You have to reload. I have a card that I put in a trade just to try, how's this trading thing going to work? I set up a trade with somebody. I'm like, oh, okay, and I hit send. And then later on, I was looking at something else, and it sat for like, hours. So I withdrew one of the items from the trade, which should have just ended the trade. That item disappeared, and I have no fucking idea where it is. It's not showing in my inventory anymore. So I don't know where it is. I suppose at some point it's going to sync back up into my thing. And I saw somebody on Twitter commenting in a thread that the same thing happened to them. They initiated a trade. They withdrew the card from the trade, and now the trade's not in their inventory, and they don't know where it is. So I have to assume that I still hold ownership on it. It's just a matter of finding its little lost puppy way back to me.
Yeah, and the way it looks is so weird too, dude. It's they're not in any order. Like, they're not by name. They're not by, and Garbage Pail Kids are 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B. They're not ordered like that. Like, I can't tell if I have 2 of one or 4 of one, or
the only way I've been able to see that you have dupes is that you literally have 2 of the same card, but sometimes they're not next to each other.
No, they're not.
Like, that's this card, and then a couple more cards, and there's another copy of it over here. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Why doesn't it have a 2? We're so used, there's a lot of things that we're so used to in the apps that don't happen with this. Another big thing is card count. There's no indication of how many of any of these cards exist. Now, apparently there's blockchain crawlers that actually dig in and find that data and put it together for you. And that's really one of the unique things about this, as well as there's app developers that use things on the blockchain in their apps. So it's entirely possible that some smart guy is going to put together some kind of user interface that's a little more pleasant and informative for us in the future using these assets, but that remains to be seen.
Even if it were just a read-only app, right? Like, if I could just open the app, see what I have, see what I need, see how many cards I have, not even interact with it, not send trade, I wouldn't even care. I just want to see what I have and how much how much I have. Like I know how many packs I open. I know in my head how many cards I should have. But like they only display 10 per page, so it's like then you have to click the thing that says like page 2, page 3, page 4.
It's even
and
worse.
then like
It's even worse if you're using a browser on the phone. So you can.
It's the only way I've done it.
Yeah, it's horrible. You can look at stuff in a web browser on the phone, but then it literally puts them one at a time in a row down, and then you got to go to the next page, and it's awful. And
that's what I'm looking at. So, okay, no, I haven't done it on my PC yet. It's all been on my phone. I do know that there's like this other thing called the Simple Market, simplemarket.io. That's how you can trade. And I think too, like if you were to sell them, like on eBay or whatever, you can send them to somebody. You can transfer it to somebody. You don't have to set up like a trade with a 1-for-1 plus the card that they bought, right? Like you can just put in their information.
Yeah, I guess you can just transfer it right over.
Transfer it to it.
But I haven't experimented with that. And then there's also a lot of buy and sell going on in Simple Market where but you have to use the wax currency to buy. You have to buy wax cryptocurrency to purchase in the app. Now on eBay, we've seen a lot of eBay listings for this stuff already. And one of the cards, Atom Bomb, Prism, there have been a couple of completed sales at over $100 on those. And I'm not sure exactly why. It's the pack art card.
Probably. He was very popular, you know.
I don't know. I don't understand why that particular one is selling for so much. I did pull one and I did list it, and then I pulled my listing down because I still don't know if I can figure out how to send this trade. I'm gonna have to let myself get. Plus, I was kind of worried, you know, if they're selling for $100 right now, am I selling too cheap, or what's going on?
I almost think that too. And you almost want to say, like, I wanted to sell right away, but I'm like, oh, shit, maybe I should hold on to them because there are ones, like, just the regular sketches are going between 50 and 70. And really? I have, like, 7 of those. So
I've got
I would get my money back.
Of course, that's one of the cards that's missing right now. That's my lost puppy is one of my sketches. Bugged Bert is floating around in the ethosphere somewhere. So I'm waiting for that to come home. But I'm going to sit on the stuff. They're going to have a Series 2 pretty fast. It seemed like, I mean, they sold the things out, all the product that they had, they sold out in 28 hours. Yeah. So that's pretty fast because I think they had 10,000 regular packs and 10,000, I want to say 5 or 10,000 of the jumbos.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, and that was it. That's all the product.
I did the 3 jumbos the day they went on sale, like you know, when you first bought in. And then the next day, I think we were talking and you were like, all the jumbos are gone. And then there were 5,000 of the regular packs left, right. And that's when I picked up those other 10.
Yeah, and they had already sold out the jumbos. And then another interesting aspect of this is that there's actually sealed product in this as well. Yes. I have a sealed pack, and I've seen people selling sealed packs and sealed jumbo packs, or the mega pack, whatever it was called, for big bucks. I mean,
like they're selling the megas for $200 right now.
Really? Okay.
It's $25 pack. Yeah. I should have not opened mine. I should not have opened them. I would have sold them right now.
No, but I mean, that's some of the fun. Is just, I wanted to see what these things look like and experience, these things. Oh,
absolutely.
Shut up, Siri.
My stupid watch is like, wants to be in the podcast. Give me a fucking break, man. Yeah, I think it's because I said, are you serious? Are you serious, Siri?
Don't turn her off.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
right back at you.
I am at your service, master.
So, but it was an exciting thing, and I think they're going to go very quickly into a Series 2. They've already teased it, and they've got this is all an in-house property at Topps. They have no rights issues with anybody. They own Garbage Pail Kid, so they can put out every Garbage Pail Kid they've ever done in physical as a digital card and sell them again this way on the blockchain. I fully expect they're going to do that. I'm really hoping that we're going to see Mars Attacks because I'm a huge fan of Mars Attacks, like have been forever, and they totally own that IP. So I would really love to see some Mars Attacks. I think people will get really into that. And then probably Wacky Packs, I think, is another no-brainer. And I think once they gather sales data and show how the heat is building around this stuff, I think it's going to be really a kind of a proof of concept where they're going to be able to go to property owners that they license from and say, we're going to take your stuff to the blockchain. Let's make a deal. And that's where it really starts happening.
Yeah, I think like you said, right now it's all Topps properties, and then maybe in the future they'll look at licensed properties. Um, I would be worried about Star Wars because we all put so much into that. I would hate to lose what we have and go to something totally different.
I don't think it mean you'd lose it.
I don't think it would go away, but
it
yeah,
might
it would.
actually-
It might be two
actually-
totally different things.
Yeah, they're very different things. It would be interesting to see if they would not. It seems like a really crazy idea, but in the back of my mind, it would be amazing if they could somehow blockchain all the pre-existing Star Wars card
Yeah.
trading.
If they could tie it to what we already have, that would be.
That would be incredible. I don't know what
Awesome.
kind of deal you'd have to make for that to make that happen. Especially if it's tied to cryptocurrency, there may have to be some buy-in where you could tie into the blockchain with digital items that you have on the Star Wars Card Trader app, but you would have to pay into that. And one of the interesting things about this is there ain't no free to play here, baby. This is get your wallet out day one. Crystal's like $50. You spent $50. I'm sure there were people that spent hundreds and possibly even thousands.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, absolutely. Somebody has right now. Somebody has. I don't know. It was like 20. I was just on eBay. It was like 20 of the $5 packs. So somebody's selling those. Yesterday they were selling them for. Those are going for like $25. The $5 packs.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody was selling 20 of them at $25 a pop. So that's pretty sweet. So
Yeah.
That's a nice turn there.
So it's interesting. It's an entry level thing, but and it remains to be seen. But will definitely be something we'll be watching. And it's kind of interesting. It's an interesting thing to me, and I'm starting to dig into that. It's so tech and it's so jargony. It's really very opaque right now. And I think because it's so technical, it's so tied. And you know how it's like assholes like me that used to work at Best Buy start spouting off shit about progressive and interlace and all this other bullshit about television, and the average consumer would just be like, "What the fuck did you just say?"
How much does it just tell me what the price is, and I'll take it.
Right? Is this a good TV? Well, here's $3,000. Can I have that? Yes.
Can I just take it home for this money?
Long and short, yes, you can have it for $3,000, and I can deliver it for free.
So we'll see. It's and they would do themselves a service by having a more user-friendly and robust interface, whether it be an app, whether it be their website, but just the basic questions that as collectors, you and I and others have. That displaying and providing that information would go a long way. So.
Yeah. So, and I think somebody on the web said, and it's always true, Topps just gets it out and they fix it later.
Yep.
There'll be improvements, and they just got a fat infusion of cash, to spend on further development, hopefully, or somebody else will do it for them. You know what I'm saying? There may be opportunities for them that they lose because somebody else is more nimble and capable and gets something out that makes this work better for us. Because it is on the blockchain, it's entirely possible somebody could develop a phone app that would use the information from the blockchain and hand it to you in the form that we're looking for.
Something more usable.
Right.
Like I said, if I just had something more usable, even if it weren't something that I could use to buy, sell, or trade or transfer, just to aggregate the information would be nice for me.
Right.
I just want to see what I have and what then if I have to go to if I have to go back to the web interface to transfer stuff or whatever, then fine. But I would like to see my collection in a nicer way. It would be nicer to see it laid out nicer.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I said, I've gone through and I've seen that I have multiples of a card, but like you said, you have to scroll through pages and you're like, oh shit, I have that one. Oh, I already had that one up there.
Yeah,
So,
tough luck if this one's the one copy's on one page and the other copy's on another page. So that's pretty much it for Wax.io, Garbage Pail Kids. It's something we'll be looking at.
Garbage Patch Cats.
Garbage Patch Cats is what she's like, what the fuck is this thing you're talking about, this Garbage Patch Cats? I'm like, wow, every part of that is wrong. Luke Skywalker would be so happy. Every single thing you said was wrong. So, but it's something we'll be watching, and I think going forward it's going to become more and more interesting, assuming we're, all going to still be around and computers still work and stuff like that. So it's definitely something we'll be watching, and it's neat. So now we can move on to the realm of regular stuff
So
like Disney Collect.
Disney Collect.
Hey, Disney Club,
Hey.
not on the blockchain.
What's going
I
on
hate it.
there?
It's not on the blockchain. Number one, I hate it.
That's it. I'm done with this. This is old.
Yeah, it's old now. It's steam powered.
Disney past. Now we're going back to the past.
Now I looked at the Peter Pan vintage, but I've never really been that huge of a Peter Pan fan. It had some of that sepia toned,
Yes.
kind of stuff.
Sepia tone.
No, I love
The word vintage got me in there. I did it because it said they were vintage.
Yeah, they had the word vintage in it, so you're like, I'm doing this.
If it just said Peter Pan collection, I'd have been like, nah, fuck it. But it said vintage, so I had to do it.
Nah, they got you with vintage. And then
Yeah, so I did those.
Classic Tales S2s going. Now the Peter Pan vintage though, there was a bunch. It was one of those box things where they had several different layers of shit.
Yeah, it was a couple different variations of things, sets or whatever. So they had some that were like the more classic fairy tale book looking things, and then they had some other scenes and other stuff. So, but they weren't bad. They weren't hard to throw together. I put it together pretty quick.
Nothing is on that app. It's all incredibly simple.
Yeah, if you just have enough coins, you just throw at it and you'll just get it all done.
They're not so parsimonious with the coins. They give you quite a lot of coins there. I never feel super poor there. And like I say, I usually just kind of bank and bank and bank. And I'll buy, I buy diamonds there sometimes too. I keep getting VIP every month.
There you go.
VIP over there. I'm not the big. There's like the regular guy, and then there's like, I guess like there's a super like at $25 a month. And that gets you like some kind of card, which apparently those are really hot shit. I had no idea they even existed. Duels was out.
Oh yeah.
Duels Gold was out looking for those VIPs.
I saw him asking for that stuff. I'm like, what are they even talking about?
I don't know. Okay.
So you get for $5. If you spend $5 a month, you get the silver VIP. When you get the Winnie the Pooh 100 Acre Wood.
Yeah, the
card.
season.
And then if you spend $25 a month, then you get the gold, which is the vintage Mickey ones. So like they're pretty nice. So
those
I usually do those.
Those are pretty hot shit too, and they the early ones are really low count.
Yeah.
But I wasn't that in on Disney early. So the Classic Tales is that's a series 2. I did the first series, but I didn't go back for the second bite at the apple on that one.
You're not missing anything. It was a 4-card set. They had the regular static and then emotion.
So many.
I know.
4
1 and 10.
Fuck me.
4-card set. And then the motion was 1 and 25. Whatever. I did those, and I didn't do the ink sketches, not yet anyway.
That's the ones with the tilt, right? Those are tilt cards.
Those are it's ink sketches series 2, and they're the Lion King ones where they like it looks like a piece of parchment paper, and then it like draws the picture of.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay, where it paints over the motion version of that one. Okay, yeah, I wasn't crazy about that effect.
And yesterday, of course, they did Leading Ladies, so they're cashing in.
I did Leading Ladies, just because I'm all about the princesses. I'd love to collect those Disney princesses. So I did that. I completed the whole shebang. The craftables, I did a meld on that one and stuff. I think I might have dropped $200K.
That's about what I spent.
That one, and it was done. Not horrible expensive for a whole set of 3 different variants with a meld.
No, not at all. And I did those, like you said, probably $200K. And you're done. And they had the special motion card for doing all of it. So like if you got the tilt cards, which there were 5 of those, the portraits, which I want to say there were like 14 of those or something. And then like you said, the craftables. But if you had everything, then you got the little coin card or whatever. And it was fine. It wasn't that hard.
I think I have to get like 1 or 2 of the craftables, but I've got a bunch of dupes, and that's where all the heat is on trading right now, because everybody's trying to do the craftables.
Yeah. Well, you need like 3 of each to do the meld.
I melded the word off that thing, but I haven't put my craftables back together again.
Craftables sounds like Lunchables.
It is like Lunchables.
You got Garbage Patch Cats and Lunchables. I don't know what the frick you're talking about.
Garbage Patch Cats now in Lunchables.
Well, it is. It's like you have these little things that make up a big thing. So like Lunchables, you have little crackers, the cheese, and the nasty meat, and then
the little cracker-sized thing of dough, and then you put gross ass
Oh.
sauce and shitty ass cheese, and somehow that's a
The
fucking,
Lunchable
that's
pizza.
how some guy, that's a pizza now. Really?
Oh,
It's a
no
fucking
way.
sauce cracker. What the hell you call that?
Sauce cracker.
Sauce cracker. No,
Sauce
it's pizza.
cracker.
Shut up.
Yeah, soggy sauce cracker.
You're always against everything I want. It's pizza now.
Oh, yes,
I mean,
I don't buy those for our 7-year-old, but she gets them when she goes to other places, and she's like, "Can I have a Lunchable?" I'm like, "Oh hell no, you're not eating."
I saw there was a video online, and it was like dad making lunch and mom making lunch, and mom's got like this bento box, and she's cutting all these vegetables, and she's putting all this stuff in all this beautiful arrangement, and the dad like reaches over slowly, takes Lunchable, sticks in the lunch bag, takes Coke, puts a can of Coke in there, zips it shut really slowly, the same amount of time as she spent cutting all this shit in fast motion. He just lazily slips it out the door.
Nice thought. I think it was on Facebook. Might have been on Twitter. It was funny. I did see it.
Yeah, my kid would never eat that shit, or she'd
Oh.
probably get it once in a while. If she'd ever asked, we'd have got her one.
Yeah.
But
Never wanted it.
she'd be sorry.
Yeah.
She'd be
Like,
sorry.
we'll be in the grocery store and we'll be passing like the lunch meat and the cheese. Dad, can I get some Lunchable? I'm like, hell no.
Well, they say stuff in the commercials too that makes no sense. It's like, oh, now they have real yogurt, and I'm like,
What
was it before? It's not. It wasn't real. Now it is. Oh shit, that's a fucking high point. Okay.
Okay.
Danger
Like-
Rabbit. None of that.
It's like 6 Oreos and a cheese stick. I don't even know.
What is this about a base S2 placeholder? Is there like?
Oh, I think that's probably the most exciting thing we have in Disney this week is that sometime, I think Friday, yesterday, I think, Series 2 placeholder showed up in the base 2020 set. So if you went to go look at your base cards, you can click on, you look at your sets, go to base 2020, and now there's an S2 placeholder there. There's nothing in it. But they did come out, they pushed it, was it a tweet or something? I don't think it was a transmission. I think it was a tweet or something that said they were doing something for the app's 6-month birthday. So
Oh my!
I'm not
It's
even
like
lying.
baby age.
It's what it
You know
said.
what I mean? It's like baby age. So how old is your son? He's
Put a
143
little
months
number
old.
6 in front of it. Take a picture.
Or like-
okay,
it's
so
like,
he's an 11-year-old. What the
Or
fuck?
like when
Stop with this month thing.
two teenagers are dating, they're like, well, it's our 6-month anniversary today. So
Oh, wow.
which was a long ass time back in high school, man. That was
Yeah, that's an eternity.
Time for a
that's a
handy.
commitment there.
Oh, bruh. Anyway,
Happy
Anyway.
anniversary.
So supposedly that we're gonna get some more base in Disney. So that's it.
yeah, we're getting pretty base right here. Anyway,
Yeah.
Marvel Collect. What's going on?
Marvel
Oh
Collect.
gosh, so much that I don't pay attention to. I don't know.
Yep.
Matt
Not a
does.
whole lot.
So you are in the Marvel. I opened some packs yesterday.
I
Did you?
just collected
I'm all
some
pissed off at
coins.
Marvel always.
Crystal has 1 million. Is it 1 million coins in
million.
Marvel?
It's
She's like the
unbelievable.
richest tycoon ever. She's like Scrooge McDuck in Marvel.
It's got her
She's
money
never
vault.
spent a nickel.
What? I used a bunch, like maybe about a month ago. They had some kind of Captain Marvel like costumes or something. I did that. I don't know. I was just bored. I was just like, what's going on? I don't know. Just threw a bunch of coins. Still have a bunch of coins. Yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Well, they're wrapping up all their weekly sets too, marathons. So once those are done, I don't see myself, unless I'll have 1 million coins too, Crystal. Once those are done, because I don't see
You
myself.
can join the
dumping
million coin
But-
club.
There you go. You guys can have like some kind of exclusive club or something.
Yeah.
Scrooge McDuck millions.
Yeah.
What the
Yeah,
hell?
I don't know. There was the classic collection box. I didn't do that. It was too confusing for me. I was like,
I opened a few packs of those, and they had that same kind of remember those classics that had the 800 count and then the bazillion count,
yep.
like those, but they were landscape.
And I know that Morgan, Broken Name, also said that they reused some art. No surprise there in that.
What? I'm shocked. Stunned.
Those were there. Let's see, what else was there? The portrait gallery, I didn't do those. I didn't do the Captain America suits. I don't know if you
Captain
guys-
America suits. Wait, what?
Yeah, there's like some set that came out. It's like 10 cards or some shit. Captain America. different-
Shit! There goes a million coins. A million coins died that day. It's not.
The
It's not.
the
not-
balance is
No, it's not the
spinning down right
Chris
now.
Evans.
Oh,
It's just
I
like
hate it.
comic one.
I hate
Yeah, it's not the live action or anything.
it. All right.
No, I did open a few packs of the Wolverine, and I pulled one of the classic costume. Apparently, some of those they reused art in the same set, and all they did was they covered the claws on one image. The one that I had two versions, classic and new, and it was the same image. They just covered part of the costume. It was stupid.
That's god awful. I mean, really, to do it and be that shameless about it, that's pretty rough.
Yeah.
And to think, I mean, if only there were like 100 years of comic books they could draw from. Oh, that's too bad.
Hmm.
Don't get me started. They
I
just
know.
fuck that up.
Don't set the comic book guy, please.
comic shop guy.
Comic
I used to
shop
be a
guy.
comic shop guy. I worked in a
I
comic
know.
shop. I was up there at the counter pontificating about this shit.
Yeah.
Pre-podcast, I still got my views out there.
Yeah.
Polluted many a young mind, I'm sure.
So is that all with Marvel?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Goes quick when you don't give a fuck.
Right. So what's up in Neon Mob? What's going on there?
As I said, we're going to be talking with Joe Walls later in the week,
Cool.
and that should be happening. And then our friend Monkey's set, I think that comes out on, I want to say Thursday, the 21st. So mark your
Wow,
calendar.
a lot of stuff happening on Thursday. Okay.
Yeah, Thursday is going to be a goddamn train wreck, man.
Yeah.
Seriously. I don't know when I'm going to get my nap in. That's
No.
a problem.
That's gonna be tough.
Give me a lot of stress. But yeah, Monkey set comes out on 21, and it's line color fill color thrill. That's it. That's the name.
Is that the name of it?
Yes.
Oh,
Fill
cool.
color thrill.
Cool.
Okay.
Well, he sent us
Fun to
links.
say, and it's fun to collect. So
He sent us the links and stuff in the group, and that was cool. And I think it's really awesome that he got his set
Mine
together.
still kill.
Really. There.
Mine still kill.
Okay,
That's
she's
what
getting that wrong too. Okay.
Mine
Garbage
still
from
kill.
the makers of Garbage Patch Cats.
Cats.
Lunchables.
Garbage.
So that should be fun. And then they just rolled out a subscription service, which is interesting on Neon Mob, where basically it's like a $9.99 a month that you pay, and then you get a bunch of benefits, which I'm sure Joe is going to tell me all about.
All about.
This will be me. Okay. All right. Is that all? Can I go? Are you done? So I'm sure we'll get in details on that. But Jen Leo actually in our group signed up for it. She said she was getting like shitloads of chase cards and variants and all kinds of stuff. It gives you more bites at the apple on free packs and stuff like that. A lot of benefits. So I don't know. Probably 5 seconds after, if not during my conversation with Joe Waltz, I'll probably be throwing $10 at him. But
Yeah, no shit. I mean, and maybe we need to hear from Joe first, but would it almost compare to like what Master Access was for
that's
Star
what
Wars?
it sounds like, and it gives you more carrots for accomplishments and things like that. He'll line it all out. I'm sure it better bring a lot of benefits for $10 because I've been really largely free to pay in Neon Mob, and I think most people are. I see some whales though. I mean, like Duel's Gold, man. That dude throws
Is he
some.
big over there?
Yeah, he
He's
throws
big
some over there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
He's got the good shit over there too. Every once in a while, I'd like try to get. There's a few sets that I still like chase after, like Woman Glory and stuff like that, and some of the old Juby sets. He's got all that shit, and I'm just
Oh wow.
hey, what's that? He's like, no, yeah, I don't trade those. You might as well try to get some banthas off of me in Star Wars. That's not happening either. Yeah, he's got a lot of good stuff. Big
Nice. Well, that's cool. So they're mostly free to play, but this could bring in some folks to pay into that, and then, like you said, maybe if it's reduced odds or cheaper packs, that's pretty cool. Good, that's great stuff.
So it may be worthwhile to do just for to get a bunch of monkeys set on Thursday. So
Yeah.
Wednesday, I think that's going to happen Wednesday. I talked to him, so that's just in time for me to drop 10 bones and run through
There you
monkey
go.
set in one day. I'm done. Set complete. So moving on to the world of
Tarot cards.
terror.
What's up there? Ooh,
terrifying things.
scary.
Oh, well, the big news this week was that Scream Queens came back. He teased it a few days ago on Twitter, or actually I saw it on Instagram. I've been looking at Instagram because
Yeah, I've been looking there too.
I need more social media in my life.
Well,
So
there's Instagram. You can see like Minshew workout videos. So.
Oh, say no more.
okay,
I'm signing up now.
Exactly.
I don't have an Instagram, so.
Well, you can
But
go
I'll
there
get one.
and see Minshew working out.
It's like a condensed
Signing up.
version of Facebook for me, really. But there's a couple of things that I look at on there, and tarot cards is one of them. And they were teasing the Scream Queens coming back this week. So those are, I think it's going to be 7 cards. There are 3 variants, one of which is basically it's damn near free. There's a 5. Every user gets a 5,000 coin pack that has a canvas version of the Scream Queen for that week. And then there is a color version, regular color version, and then a color version SIG, which is pretty tough. It's like 5% or something like
5%.
that.
So the way I read the thing yesterday was the canvas, is that the plain one? Yeah. It's 50K, right? 50K. So basically it's 2 days worth of coins. No,
Oh, really? I bought it. I didn't realize it was 50K. I got
it's
a
like
bunch
2
of
days
those.
worth.
I got a bunch of them in Pandora too.
So I thought that was, oh yeah. So what I did, I started out because I hadn't done the Rygo and I didn't do Campfire. So I had 2.5 million coins.
Nice. Wow. Lucky bastard. I have like
so,
maybe 100K.
So anyway, so I started plowing through those, but it was tough. It was real tough. And then I only pulled like another, I don't think I only got 1 in 25. I think I got one more canvas. So then I was like, screw it. So I threw a few bucks to him and bought into Pandora's box and started hitting them there. And I guess the SIG and the color come out at the same odds, which obviously.
Yeah, 1 in 5. So it's just a matter of, am I getting a bunch of Campfire stuff I don't want? I did need Plaguers, but it wasn't spitting out the 10th anniversaries for me. And I didn't get a letter either.
Do you need an A? I got an A. I did when I was pulling out of Pandora's box. So if you need it, let me know. I didn't do any of those.
I had P and L.
Oh, well, come get it. Come get it if you want it. I don't care.
Maybe next week I'll trade you a G for, I don't know.
Well, yeah, so I hit Pandora's box, but the way I read the transmission thing, it said that I think the color and the SIG were only available for 48 hours.
Right.
Oh, no. The SIG maybe is only available for 48 hours, but it's only 5%. And then after that, it goes to the color being 25% instead of 20%. So,
right, and no more SIGs.
Yeah.
You got to get in there quick. They were falling out of Pandora packs for me. Like literally, I pulled 3 of them, and when I went to look at it on the card sheet, there were only 3 of them out. I had all 3 of the first ones that came out when it dropped because I was waiting for. I was checking, since I saw the hype, I got to get this when it comes out. So I did.
Yeah, that was really cool. That was definitely the big news there.
Yep. And then Rygo is finished up and awarded. The awards came in pretty low on those, and like under 30, I think.
Really?
For the costumes and stuff like that. The regular costume actually, I think, came in lower than the variant, the Pandora version, which was strange. But
I think he did a trivia, didn't he? A trivia question for it.
Gosh, I can't remember now.
God damn it!
Oh, he did have a trivia question.
And wasn't it like the what's that fish called? I don't know, whatever the scary.
The bonefish.
There you go. It was. I think it was a relic of the bonefish or whatever was the card.
I don't think I ever answered it like an idiot. I forgot all about it. I could have got a free card because I watched the movie, and it's on Amazon Prime. I could have just pulled it up and got to the point he was talking about, and got a free card. But I had too much going on with naps and things like that. So
yeah.
And then Campfire, the Campfire Tales is finished. I never was in on that, so that's over with. And good riddance. Bye.
See, that's why I had 2.5 million coins. I didn't do those or the Rygo or the Plaguers or any of that.
Okay, and then
what on the agenda?
I just wanted to mention Kick in passing. Because Bundesliga is starting
Ach du Lieber mit dem Fußball spielen! Oh! Liebe, Gott im Himmel! Fußball macht jedes Mal spielen, jawohl!
Do some more, this is hard.
Football is a dangerous profession.
More German. It's amazing. So yeah, Bundesliga started back up.
Nein, nicht
No,
mehr. Das ist genug.
So that's starting back up, and that one of the first sets they've been giving away some free cards, which are good cross trade opportunities because they're free, and some of them have really high scoring in the contest. They had contest cards you could get. You got like 2 of them in a free pack that you could cross trade pretty easily for something. Of course, every idiot in Kick has nothing but coins in Star Wars. They never open anything worth the shit, but they always have coins. But every once in a while, you can find somebody with stuff. And then the set that they dropped yesterday was called Groovy.
Ugh, it was ugly.
And it's ugly as shit. I said it hurt my retinas, and I'm blind now. Thank you.
It was straight out of the 70s or whatever.
Ghastly, yeah. That orange, brown, yellow, just hideous.
And
card.
flashing.
Yeah, there was the motion one that literally like hypnotized you and made you want to start smoking.
People were having seizures left and right. Just looking.
Jesus Christ, so ugly. I like made a GIF of it, shared to the group, and I'm like, well, that's the thing just happened. But those were really long odds. And I did pull one of those, and I pulled a bunch of the others. I just threw a shitload of Kick coins at it, pulled a bunch of them. And one of the guys that came at me, I go to look at his stack in Star Wars for cross trade, and he's got like a couple of gilded, and he had a red International poster. And so I took a 15 count, one of those Masterworks posters, and on my side, 10 count International on his side, and then just let him raid on Kick, and he went and cleared out about 2 sheets worth, and
nice.
I kicked my 15 count up to a 10 count. So that's pretty good cross trade. It's a weird thing to try to do value on both sides, but he got it. He was a pretty smart guy, and it worked out good for him. He got a shitload of, because I don't care about Kick, so of course I'm pulling SIGs, I'm pulling relics. They were just falling out of packs for me. Plus I had Emotion, and those were the hot shit there. So it was a really nice cross trade for me. One of the best Kick cross trades I've had in quite a while.
Yeah, you shared that with the group yesterday, and you're right. That was a nice kick up. Like kick up. I get it.
Yeah. What?
That was good.
Lieber. Das ist wunderbar.
Und jetzt der Hoardcast.
Ja.
You could have your mother-in-law. You could do that.
Just totally went international. I mean, our reach is expanding, I guarantee. So I guess next we're gonna do
Krieg der Sterne. Und das ist genug mit der Kick.
Ja.
Ja, und wir gehen noch zu Krieg der Sterne.
Ja.
Ja. Okay.
I'll be keeping it there, baby. I'll keep it there. I'll be keeping it there, baby. I'll be keeping it there.
Und jetzt in der Krieg der Sterne. Was hat in der Woche gegeben?
You're just showing off now.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing.
Jawohl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wunderbar. No, anyway, keeping it weekly. Oh my gosh, guys, we did it. We did it. It's week 12 of 12.
That's right.
We did it, y'all. So grab your participation trophy, a banana, and a juice box on your way out. And we did it. We did it. So
and orange, we get orange slices.
Yeah, some orange slices in your juice box and a little participation trophy. We did it.
No Lunchables, though.
No Lunchables. No, because it's those Nazi, healthy moms. No Lunchables. So anyway, so Sunday it was Top's Choice, Editor's Choice, you know what I mean, and it was Paige. So that was nice. So Paige finished up that wave 3 of that fun run, and we got our Ezra and Kanan wave awards already. So we're just waiting for the most highly anticipated card, which is going to be Babu Frick.
Yeah.
Hey!
And our last concept is in about 20 minutes.
You're jumping ahead, bro.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
Genug.
He was taking a nap.
Genug. Nix mal. And Gilded Galaxy. let's see, we were working on Chewy last week, and this week, oh wow, they finished strong with Zori Bliss. So we're working toward that Zori Bliss. You still have a few days to get those cards nailed down. Monday, it was the end, and everybody thought we were getting Hera or Ahsoka.
Oh yeah.
No, you get Noom. But he is a hero of the rebellion. He went down with, the Tantive 4, sad. Oh, spoilers.
We got secondhand shocked by the Emperor.
Yeah. So.
It's like secondhand smoke, but shocking.
But obviously that means we've still got some big players to come in future fun runs. So that's when we'll see probably Hera and them show up. Okay, Tuesday, droids. Oh, wow. Midwife droid.
Oh, that was odd. Yeah, that was definitely weird.
Uba. Really? If anybody would have said Uba to me in labor, they would have gotten punched.
Bottom jaw torn.
Right? Uba. The heck? That was an odd choice. But we got our BB-8 Wave Award.
Did you notice that the midwife droid has speculum hands? It's really disturbing.
No.
She does.
There's a lot disturbing about the midwife.
But
yeah, it's a lot disturbing there. Anyway, so we're still waiting on that overall Magna Guard award.
can't wait.
Wow.
Can't wait.
So worth it.
Maybe today.
So worth it. I'll trade it for a juice box. Wednesday, we ended up with Zhao Yaoza.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. There was that. And then Thursday, because the tournament ended with our fan choice last week, we got our awards.
That's when everybody found out that they forgot to vote 1 week on their alt.
Yeah. Yep.
Because I did.
Me too. Me too.
Those cards were nice, though.
Yes,
Yeah.
they were. They were very nice. Yes. And you got the Mandalorian and the child showed up in your little inbox thingy.
Yes.
So, but that was neat. That was a
He's so
cute little. He's so small. He's so small.
He's small.
He's small. He's so cute.
The Kleiner.
The kleine Yoda.
That was a pretty card. I really did like it. And yeah,
It was
for
great.
folks who are listening who don't know, you're not going to get a notification icon on your inbox. You have to just go
You
You
look.
just have to go and look. Yep. And hope you remember to vote every week.
Yeah.
Well, then you'll find out real quick.
You go,
Yep.
yeah. You go in and there's nothing there. Satchel
Oh,
mode.
yeah.
You didn't-
Yep.
Yeah, you were supposed to do something
You were.
like 6 weeks ago.
Yeah. Let's see. Yesterday, Friday, villains. It was Commander Pyre from Resistance. So
Wow.
that was kind of.
They had to get something
Yeah.
resistance in.
Yeah, they had to get something in there. Okay. And then, like you jumped ahead earlier,
Sorry about that.
today we're going to get our concept in 20 minutes.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
we'll see if they finish strong or if they decide to do, like, I don't know, Dagobah Fauna or something. I don't know.
You know, didn't they do that?
No, that was Naboo.
Naboo fauna.
That was Naboo fauna. There's a lot more fauna they could do.
Eope
fauna.
rump visualization.
Geonosa fauna, which would just be like termite looking things.
Why?
Because those Geonosis warriors are just
Oh, yeah,
termite
they're all
things.
bugs, yeah.
Oh, they're bugs. They're just, I hate them.
It would be funny if actually their bugs were like cats. Like, oh God, I can't stand those things. They're so furry. Oh,
They're so furry and cuddly.
Yeah, and I'm like a
Oh.
6 foot tall cockroach with fucking wings. But I can't stand those cats. They're awful.
Yeah.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Dun, dun.
Well, we'll probably get another train car or rock from Solo.
A rock.
From
I
Solo.
got a rock.
Yeah.
A rock.
Yeah.
What was one of those Solo planet? Or no, that big that thing when they were doing the Kessel Run, that thing in that alien thing that was in space, that monster thing.
Oh God, yeah, that was awful. It got its skin pulled off.
Yeah, that thing.
Delightful.
Yeah, we'll get that maybe.
I didn't realize it would have that many guts. So they just dropped a card this morning for on Marvel's flashing back for apparently it's for Amred Forces Day. Amred.
Did they misspell Armed Forces?
Amred Forces
Oh,
Day.
come on, people! Really?
That's something.
On
We did forget to mention that during
Armed Forces Day. Yes, they spelled it Amred. It's a gorgeous card. It's like a black and white split with Captain America on top, and then the reflection underneath of him as a soldier saluting.
Wow.
It's
Oh, that's a
really,
really
it's a
great
really
card.
great image. Yeah.
There it is.
Why don't you spell armed right, guys?
Amred.
You can't use Trump spelling. Come on, man.
Yeah, Matt, you were holding it up, but you didn't speak, so the camera never went to you.
Oh, geez. Well, if I spoke, then everyone could see it.
Amred. Oh,
Amred Forces.
Amred Forces Day. Good job, guys.
bros.
So
Well
yeah,
done.
thanks
Not
for
good.
your service. We can't respect it
Yeah.
enough to use the spell check.
Oh,
Good job.
how they use Trump check spelling. Wow. Yeah, but did anybody have any Horde updates
I
for
did.
Star Wars? You did?
I do.
You
After,
do?
yes, and it's been years in the making. So drum roll, please.
Yes.
Dun, 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 dun. It's I finally got to 32 on the red hyperspace fat clone idiot, and a couple of people in the Discord are like, 32, why 32? And the answer, of course, is because 32 is fat clone idiot's favorite color. His favorite color. Love 32.
32.
I eat a Lunchable every day, and I love 32.
You would eat Lunchables.
He probably
He
did.
probably does. He looks like
Why?
He's so fat.
A lot.
And it also affected his brain because he's not smart. So yeah, so I finished that one, and I'm at like 27 on the pink laser burst. So I'm getting in spitting distance of those, and it's going to be a long time coming for any more of those. That getting those to bed may be the end of the squadron of 32 right there, because some of the other ones are really tough. The green hyperspace and the orange hyperspace are in the realm of possibility, but unlikely.
What were the total counts on those two, if you
I
remember?
can't recall offhand, and it would take.
I mean, so you're saying like 32 would be a very large percentage of those?
Yes, especially like the orange hyperspace. The green I want to say is in the 132 range or something like that. And the orange is really shy. And then there's a green laser burst. But we've talked about that, how there's plenty of them. There's 1,500 of them out there, but I cannot run them down to save my life.
Wow.
It's really strange. I've got like 8 of those, I think. Way away from those.
Wow.
Like 1/4, I think, by my reckoning.
Oh.
Is that correct? Yes, it is. Oh, I'm a math genius. Congratulations. From that. So a lot of people ask me all the time, why are you so good at math?
Don't do it. Don't do it.
So yeah. So that was my Horde update. Anything for you, my love?
There is. I tracked down a Huxney.
What?
What?
There's so few.
I know, right?
And they're all very low count.
Yes, they are. So it was a what was it? A Chrome, I think. It was a Black Chrome Award Hux, and it was a 3 count, and it finally unlocked recently.
And like as soon as the lock sprang
Yeah, as
off
soon as
of
the
it,
lock
you're
sprang off, I was like, oh. And of course, blind trades don't work,
No.
so I just had to go and look at baller accounts and see if they were crazy enough to have
You
done
didn't
that
ask
one.
Sasha's dad to run it down for you
Nah.
immediately?
Nah. I just went and I
That's the way
checked
to go.
baller accounts and I found it, and I just
Backed up the truck. That reminds me of these idiots this week. And
But before you get to that,
okay,
yeah, I got it. So
cool.
Congratulations. That's
there are just 3 Hux cards I don't have.
Wow.
that's awesome, and that's an achievement. That's hard. So good job.
So just a total of 4 cards I need, and then I can throw my phone in a volcano.
Neat.
So, but I'll never get those 4 cards. So
Okay.
not
Well,
phone,
never say
not
never.
going in a volcano.
Never
That's
saw.
how I feel about the last biker scouts I need. I don't feel like I'll ever get those, so that's what it is.
Yeah. So
This week, in the middle of everything else, they decided that they were gonna like rip out all the corners in our neighborhood. There's all the sidewalk, all the corners, tear those all out, and then put in brand new ones. So they had this tractor with a big thing on the front, you know, and the guy that drove that thing,
He couldn't go forward.
I swear to God, that motherfucker never went forward with the thing.
It only goes in reverse.
He backed it all over the goddamn neighborhood all day long. Beep, beep,
All
beep, beep,
day
beep, beep.
long. All day long. And then when they weren't doing that, they were dumping big loads of concrete down on the ground. So it'd be like, gagoosh.
Or no, into the big, they had those big flat dumpster things, you know? So they brought those in first. And they're this big metal thing, and they're dumping huge slabs of cement.
Gagoosh.
Gaboosh! And then, beep, 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 beep.
It's too bad that's not going on right now. We could hear it. Everybody could hear it.
Yeah, I'm glad they got it over with.
Or like when the dudes were working on your house too, like when the hammering and the shit was going on the house.
Well, it's interesting how fast they were able to do that, though. They ripped that shit out. As soon as they ripped it out and got it out, they just ran it off to the side here and piled it all up somewhere. And a crew of guys come in and start boom, 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 nailing in molds for the new cement. Here comes the cement truck, which of course had to back in. And pour a bunch of cement in there, and then boom, they did all these corners like in one day, from destruction to completely pouring them. And then at the end, probably today or tomorrow, they'll come in, or maybe Monday, and blast these little yellow plates in on the entrances.
Wow, that's cool.
It goes really fast, but yeah,
It's annoying. It's like these little bumpy yellow metal plates put on all the corners.
But you don't walk around the neighborhood anyways.
But they're downtown. That's where I first saw them. They have them downtown.
Yeah.
No, they're just annoying.
Did they make you mad?
I believe. I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but I believe that they're for like the blind, so that they know that they're approaching the.
Sorry, I looked at that fucking Groovy card from Kick, and now I need those.
Okay, then it's safe. You'll be able to walk around.
Yes, finally. But my nightmare is over. I can walk the neighborhood again in peace. And
well, also for those of us who go on a family walk and we don't look up from our phones and then we get yelled at, it could also be helpful for us.
Shut up! I'm pulling packs.
So yeah. So did you have any updates that you wanted to share, Matt?
Oh, not so much. Nothing new. I'm not hoarding anything. Hopefully we'll be hoarding something soon. So
okay.
I don't know.
Yeah. There's no biker scouts in Empire Strikes Back. So
no. So whatever they do on the 21st, it'll be fun. I know we'll talk about that shortly, but it'll be fun. There'll be lots of cool stuff, but no biker scouts for me to sweat. So that's nice.
So the big news, I guess, in Star Wars this week was we went
into Monday.
We went into maintenance mode on Monday, and then when we came out, we had a lot of new changes, a lot of good changes. I was really pleased with. I love the collection view now. It's so much more open. It's squeezed out. We were talking about that useless header at the top that's constantly there and taking up real estate. They got rid of that in the collection view, which is really nice.
Yep.
It looks a lot better, and there's a lot more room to see. You can see 2 full rows of cards and trades now, which is amazing too, because remember we were talking about how we were all reaching through the mail slot there to build trades. It was a real pain in the ass. So it's a lot better in that way. The awards thing hasn't been without its problems.
Yeah, they could use some work there.
Yeah, they need some work there. There's been some hang-ups.
Yeah,
the one that
congratulations, you earned some awards.
Where
now
are they?
Go over here, click this, now scroll down, now click this, go over here, hit claim, wait for the little circle-y thing to go, and then freeze up.
Yeah.
Then close the app, close it entirely, restart the app, get back in, there it is.
There it is. And
now do it 3 more times for the other variants.
The other variants
in
that thing. So
yes.
Yeah, it's frustrating. Because sometimes it does work. I mean, sometimes it just goes and you get a pack opening and there's your card and golden light comes down from heaven and you know you're healed and everything's great again. But then most of the time it just crashes. Or if you try to do 2 in the same set, like one will come up and you're like, oh,
great, it's working.
Oh, they did it. It's working great. And then boom, crash again. You're like, wah, wah, wah. Okay.
Yep, same thing. Yeah, I got excited when it worked, and then I'm like, fuck, the next time it didn't work. So it's what it is.
There's something not 100% there, and then not everything was obviously triggering the way it should. The May the 4th child, motion, and static cards for whatever reason never flipped on. So you actually have to do a 1-to-1 with somebody for either one of those cards, and then it'll trigger for whatever reason. It's like you have to complete the set while it's watching. It has to see you,
which is weird.
and then you can get the award. So the awards are still sitting pretty low because I don't think most people realize that you have to actually actively do something to get that to pop up.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people are wondering where it is. So, yeah.
What the heck?
So
That
the new
is so
concept's on the
lame.
sheet, obviously.
What?
And she's
Oh,
super
no, what is
stoked
it?
about it. It's not a rock.
What? It's not a rock.
not a
It
rock.
might as well be. It's from The Last Jedi. It's the super laser cannon. And then there's just like random Poe or somebody standing next to it.
Hey, guys.
Hi, guys. For scale,
Hello,
here
guys.
I am. Hello.
This thing is big. God damn, it's huge.
Is that supposed to be Poe?
I don't know.
can't
Why is he
tell.
British now?
I don't know. It just is.
Oh, hello. Look at the size of this goddamn thing. Oh, shit. It's fucking huge.
They call it the super duper cannon.
You gotta be fucking you gotta be kidding me with the size of this thing.
That is a super duper cannon.
Whoa, it's a big one.
I
Look
heard
at
it's 17 times more
that. The
powerful.
size of it's the size of a lorry.
Well, why do they have a pilot neck? That makes
It
me
is for
go,
scale. It is for scale.
That's so
And it's
silly.
not big enough, really.
No, it's so silly.
That's what she
I
said.
feel like the one in the movie was a lot bigger than that. It looks like a drill. It actually looks like it has a drill in the front where it would drill into the ground like that stupid, Journey to the Center of the Earth.
Yeah, that
Oh,
and you
what
see
it
it like
looks like.
cartoons
Oh,
and
the
stuff.
core. Oh,
Oh,
shit, that was
the
amazing.
core. That movie's so bad.
We should
It's
watch
so
it
great.
again. That's crazy. That movie is nuts. So the awards,
Wow.
a lot of awards came in, and at first some of them had no counts, and then they started coming in with counts, and it's all over the place. And then some that didn't have counts at first have had counts added since. It's very confusing.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like they're not putting the counts on until I had thought everybody claimed them, but I mean that would be ridiculous, because if they're waiting for a certain percentage of people to claim them, I don't know, because it does say NA for a long time, and eventually the counts will pop on, but the ones that are in the thousands, you can't imagine that every single person's picked it up. I mean, just, that wouldn't be probable. So.
Well,
So I don't know.
are
I don't know
the
what they're
ones that
dealing with.
people aren't dying to see. You know what I mean? It's like, oh man, oh boy, 141,000 on that award. Man, I did it. What an accomplishment.
I will say that did the Fractured, the A New Hope Fractured. I wonder if we'll get ESB Fractured for the anniversary.
Oh,
I
undoubtedly.
wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I did the New Hope, and then
The award, the gold award for Masterwork Dark Side came in with no count at first, and I just checked, and it's sitting at 28.
wow, that's pretty serious.
Really fucking low. Now it was 27 when I looked at it yesterday, so I don't know that you would think, as expensive as that set was to put together, the people that got those were making efforts to get their awards. So I always thought it'd be sub 50. I didn't think it'd be that low.
That is pretty low.
Yeah.
The Kenobi Gold Wave 1 Fractured came in it was 17 yesterday when I got mine. So when the count, I should say when I got it, when the counts finally popped on. And I did a dupe set of that stupidly. So I got 2 of 17. That's not half bad.
There is some other stuff in the build that's kind of strange because they have there's like an error where if you go to somebody else's collection view, which we do a lot, you creep people's stack because what they have in trade's not going to show anything that's locked. So if you want to see what they have that's locked and go to collection view, you can still do that, but the header shows your name at the top instead of theirs.
So right. So when you're scrolling through their stack, it looks like your shit.
Yeah, so you can like screen cap. It's like, oh man, I got a fucking baller stack. Look at all this shit. Tough luck, Duel's Gold. I have all the space paintings in the world now. So you can have a little fantasy life there in the app that way. So that's an obvious glitch that they'll have to address at some point. I'm not sure if it's another update. They had another update for Bunt, which has been on this build for a while, that just came out yesterday or today. So I expect in fairly short order we'll see another update. I don't know if it'll require maintenance mode or not.
I don't know. Marvel pushed another update yesterday.
Yeah, that came along with the bunt build.
Oh, did it? Okay, then.
Bunt-
Because they did
Bunt
their
and
big
Marvel both
update.
came with
Yeah, so their big update was Thursday, and then yesterday I got a notification for more updates, and Marvel was on there. I was like, yeah, that's weird. So, but since I don't have Bunt, then it didn't make sense to me, but now it does.
Well, you're missing a lot. Oh, man. A lot of hot action in bunt. No, I didn't do much in bunt this week. I started to examine my life choices. I decided, what am I doing here?
Don't need sports that badly.
Not at all. And I actually flashing back even more again to I actually went. Oh, I got to get ready for concept. Holy shit! Yep. I went and pulled. They had the same day that Platinum 2 came out in Star Wars. They put out a Platinum set in Slam, and I threw a bunch of coins at that because I had a bunch of them, and I pulled a gold Undertaker sig, which was limited to 75. It was like a 1 in 125 odds pull.
That's pretty decent.
Yeah, so I put it right on the bay. I was the first kid on my block to list one of those on the bay and sold it for $8. So,
wow, that's pretty decent, man.
I was pretty happy about that. It was funny because I had a bunch of people who were coming like trying to lowball me. You know, like, oh, I'll offer you $450, and this other guy's like, oh, I'll offer you $5, and I'm like, I'll just sit here and wait, and the thing sold at $8. So
yeah, there you go.
Because I'm so great, don't feel hate.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so as we're waiting for concept to drop, which is going to be riveting podcasting.
Yes,
as always. I know you guys
talk about
those live polls.
out there on the internet.
Highlight.
Yes,
it's a highlight.
Ongoing sets that have been going on. Solo Illustrated Series 2, Wave 1 finished, and Wave 2 started right back up.
You know,
they had catch-up packs for a while.
Yeah,
They had catch-up packs for a week.
No.
Or days. Yeah, it was only
not
days.
Long, not long.
Yeah.
And then when it dropped, the mega pack was not there.
Right.
Right.
And everybody's like, what?
Hey, where's the mega pack?
Where's the mega pack? And then we finally got the last episode of Clone Wars episode cards. Finally, we got those showed up.
I'm so lame. I didn't do any of the other episodes. I went ham on that one and did it in like gold. They were falling out of packs. Those did have mega packs, didn't they?
Those did. Yeah.
Yes, they did.
They had mega packs.
So then it was like, oh, mega packs, okay. And then yesterday, Platinum Wave 2, one of everybody's favorite mechanics currently.
Yeah, it's a wonderful, wonderful mechanic there.
Yeah, dropped. And again, missing mega packs.
Yeah, and the crystal packs are like 100
They're like
crystals.
100 crystals
for
so
2 cards. Fuck me. I'm gonna let me spend the rest of my goddamn day opening packs. We were talking about, like, instead of having, boom, here's a $1 bill. No, let me give you 20 fucking nickels. One at a time. Exactly. Jesus Christ.
Not
really?
Fun.
Yes, it's not a fun experience opening packs that way. I really like to just blam, 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 blam. And, there went one by that, you're looking for the stuff.
Yeah.
I like that experience of opening packs. And apparently Mark went on, he was at least in our Discord and said, was it our Discord?
No, I think it was on Reddit.
That was on Reddit.
Reddit said yes. That was oopsie. All right, it's 10 o'clock. Start blasting that shopping cart.
In that shopping cart.
But the intent is for that to exist, and they're not going to use it all the time. And I think that was a case where they clearly needed it. So I don't know if they add it later or what. It would be nice if they would.
I mean, when you're looking at the Platinums where they're doing that 10 card meld thing, man.
Right, you have to open a shitload of packs with that.
Yeah, I was hammering those.
Doesn't matter.
100 crystal things. It took forever. Over and over and over.
There it is.
I'm going to get it. Dun-dun-dun.
I think I got it. I got it. I think I got it.
I don't know. I got a pack of something.
You got a pack of something.
Well, if you got the pack, you got it.
I only got one in my pack, so I hate it.
Yeah, me too. What a ripoff.
You got it. The land wagon. So we all got it?
Yep.
Land wagon and British Poe.
Oh,
Yeah.
bloody hell. Look at the size of this thing.
Look at the whole size of that
Jesus
super
Christ.
cannon. I bet it's 17 times stronger than a regular cannon.
It looks like something came out
The super duper
of
cannon.
It happened.
Yeah, it happened.
Oh, that's good. So we all. Oh, wait, the
Yep,
transmission's already
we
up.
all got it. Yay!
Hooray! Now I only have to get 6 more.
Oh, the transmission's up. There they go. All the
There they
whining
go, and
began.
it's gonna be sold out.
Yes, I'm sure as soon as the transmission came out, it was already gone. So
Yeah.
look for some befuddled guy to go,
Where's the pack?
where are packs at?
Where
Sold
packs?
out? Me
Where is card?
me talk like
What?
Keith.
They
Why
not
is
load card?
How is Babby formed?
Yeah. Oh, I hate this mechanic. It's so bad.
What did we get? Oh, we
yeah,
got
there you
new
go.
stuff.
We got some new
Yes.
sets.
Yes,
Yes.
this was very unexpected, but very appreciated by Dan Anderson.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Notable Rhodians.
Nodium rhodium.
Nodium Rhodiums. Nodium Rhodiums.
I get everybody I did not self-defense collect that, and I got people trying to give it to me all goddamn week. Seriously.
So I
don't
did-
want those.
I
you
did
know,
a basic set. What are they? Orange and purple or something?
I just every single person that sends them to me as I decline, I just put Danderson 72.
There you go. And do-
And then I decline. And I know a guy. Go.
Go.
Him.
Give
He's
damn.
got a lot of good stuff. He'll give you something for it.
Oh, yeah.
He wants all of those.
All of
one.
them.
I did the orange, but I only did it in self-defense to keep from the needs, and then everything else that I got, I just put one little set together and sent everything else to Dan. All my dupes, all my purples, everything with it.
I literally sent at least 5 people at Dan with that. I was like, Danderson 72.
You know what? He has been looking for Greedos. He's been wanting, he's been looking for something, and they threw him a bone.
Yeah, they
yeah.
totally. That was
big old bone,
hilarious.
Rancor bone.
Really happy.
Like that dropped, and we're like, what? What is this? So
That was a lot of Rhodians. He was stoked.
it was all
Yeah.
of them. And
So is Greedo the award for that one?
yes.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, he's got to do all the levels on that
Yes,
one.
he
himself.
did.
Yep.
I'm sure he did. He's probably.
Multiples.
We were all like, hey, if you need to sock a set away for awards. So everybody in the group's gonna end up having a set of those at least for a day or two.
We'll all have the shelf award for it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we'll always have Paris.
That's right.
And what else do we have? Oh, comic covers 2020.
Man,
That was a waste.
Fuck those up.
I went insane on them just because I was.
Yeah,
so
I
bored.
noticed. I noticed, and all you got was a tungsten.
But it's tungsten Han Solo, so
Well, it's worth a lot more than.
there you go.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I won't say I went
Had
ham, but I
that
did.
great Leia cover in there, so I really wanted to get that one.
That was beautiful.
Yeah.
That was a really good.
Yeah.
card.
So
That
I was
would've
like,
been
oh,
nice.
I'm just gonna go
I'm
for
gonna
it.
get that gold gilded one.
Would have been nice.
It would have been nice, but no, I got a tungsten.
Yes, I didn't get any. That's more than I got. So
I did 2. They had
You did 2 big packs. Oh, that's cute.
2 big packs. Yeah.
That's cute. Too cute. That's cute.
So I mean, that's a lot. There was like
Yeah, I know.
2,500. I mean, that's
I
like
know.
20
I know.
bucks.
I know.
I know. Yeah, because I saw your stack and it's like
I know.
15 of this one, 25 of that one. Holy shit.
oh my goodness.
I was bored.
Yeah. Well, you're not bored anymore.
No.
You sit there and look at your tungsten and $1,000 tungsten.
And there was the Lando scandal.
Yes.
Lando Gate.
Lando Gate.
All capital
Hashtag
letters.
Lando Gate.
Loud noises.
Noises. Yeah, they reused one of the was it one of the fun runs from earlier
Yeah.
last year?
The
Yeah.
Marathon comic cover.
Yeah, the Lando.
Which
and they-
were expensive as shit.
yeah,
Those are really expensive cards.
I know.
Well,
I
not as
know.
expensive as tungstens.
Few things are as expensive as tungsten.
Or
so-
as worth as much. The
Right.
most precious of metals.
Right, tungsten. Yeah, but they fixed it. They changed it to a different Lando now.
Well, apparently
Yeah,
the
that's
title that was listed in the information was for something else. And somebody pointed out, hey guys, I think you uploaded the wrong image for this. And so they had an out to fix it. So they fixed
Well, it was a weekend crew, so you know.
it. Oh, they do. that.
Fixed it quick.
Yeah.
But those the regular cards in that set are as common as dirt because of Brunhilde over here. 1,800 goddamn packs. There were a lot of other people that threw really hard to try to get gilded too, and that just runs it right up. And are those uncommons? They're as common as dirt.
Yeah.
There's so many. Everybody can have a set of those. So I did trade into. I had a gilded for a while. I had a Vader gilded, and I traded into it, and I didn't kill myself getting into it. And then I tried to trade it around, really didn't get anywhere. I ended up selling it. Sold it for $80.
So it all works out.
Wow.
Yeah,
It all cancels everything out in the household. So we're all good.
Yeah, I just have to give you $80. Well, we're good.
We're good.
Okay, cool.
But we won't talk anymore about that.
There you
so,
go. Okay.
Yeah.
Moving on.
The other new stuff they had, which was so classic, rustic roots. Greg's like, because I'm like working, and he's like, oh, they dropped a new set, rustic roots. It's really crap. It sucks. And I'm sitting over here, I'm pulling bags.
She's blasting bags. And then I said, it's a set for all the ladies who haven't been able to get to the beauty parlor in 2 months. They all got rustic roots.
And I was like, what?
Like,
I'm personally offended by that.
I feel targeted, motherfucker.
Yes, I'm personally targeted by that.
Rustic roots. And
Considering I can't find my color, it's a problem.
Yes.
Oh man, I went through
I
them.
may end up rustic. I may end up a redhead. I don't know.
Well, there was lots, or you could go blue.
I could go blue or red. I'm not gonna be able to continue whatever color I'm at right now. So
Okay. Well, it looks great right now.
for now,
It looks good.
Right now.
Right now. So
give it another week.
another week, it's just gonna all go to
It's
shit.
gonna look shit.
Looks like a goddamn
It'll be really
scarecrow.
rustic.
Scarecrow in a dress.
Rustic roots.
She doesn't wear a dress. That's, scarecrow in a dress. All right.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So that was just so classic because he comes around the corner bitching about how lame this set is, and I'm literally opening packs.
yeah.
And I'm
I
like,
did it all in coins. Did you do it in coins?
I did some
Some.
coins. I did some crystals. I was just bored.
You probably have a set for me, right?
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah, I did.
Yay! Did they have gilded in that or something? What are you doing?
No.
Oh.
It was just
No, there were no gilded. No. Dude, check this out. This
so
is
rustic. I just liked it.
Oh, it's like an old-timey
It
kitchen.
looked old. Yeah, it looked like old-timey kitchen. It was
Fire up the
rustic.
wood-burning stove and have
Yes.
some Johnny cakes.
Yes, rustic roots.
the craziest thing that happened to me with that was I did all in coins, and they were falling out of packs pretty well. I got all of them, and no dupes. I was like, that never
Wow.
happened. Yeah,
Wow.
That never happens.
That's weird.
never. I think that might be the first time that's ever happened. So
Well, I did the same thing. I don't have any dupes.
Huh.
Because I don't have any of them right now. People haven't
You
started
will.
trying to. Yeah, I'm sure people will be offering those to me. But you have a set, so I get those off.
I think with these cheap ones though, you gotta protect yourself. You gotta go into self-defense mode and just get it because
God, I
people
really
send
just
these
would rather
shits.
collect things that I like and not have to feel like I have to protect myself from these guys.
But it's a need.
It's a need, and
Oh.
give me. I've wanted this card forever.
I just downloaded the app today, and I've wanted this card
I've been looking for
forever.
this card for so long.
It took me so long to find this card.
Yeah, because I didn't even find the app until a week ago. 28 trades. I've been looking for this so long.
You have 2 of them.
Yes, I should have one, and then you can have one, and we'll be friends.
Yeah.
Card brothers.
Card bros.
Card bros. Well, we're
Card
we're
bros.
card bros on that one award.
That's right. You are. You're card bros on the
Was that
2cc.
Blue Steel Leia? Is that what it is? Was it Blue Steel?
Yeah, blue steel.
Blue
Leia.
Steel Leia. Yep.
The only 2 of them. I have one.
We're
shares the
also
other.
card bros on Vintage Hans now since I gave you a Vintage Han.
Yes.
Oh.
I foolishly traded. It was not foolishly. Somebody was looking for a Vintage Han, and they were offering a full set of flexions with both awards.
That's a good trade.
So, it's a perfect sheet of 9, and, for a Vintage Han, which is very replaceable. And then, of course, as soon as I had that hole in my collection, I was just like, I'm fucking nicking out, man. Look at that. He's got like 4 of them. Like, hey, man, you got any more of those Vintage Hans? And he's like, hey, sorry, bro. Honey.
My Vintage
'Cause
Han hoard.
I knew Crystal had 2 of them. I'm like, honey, can I get your extra Vintage Han? You have 2.
That's true love right there.
I've been looking for this forever.
Today is my birthday.
Yeah, it's my birthday. That's a good, yeah, my birthday is always a fucking classic too.
Today is my birthday, and if you could give me this card, it would really make it special.
Yeah, I really need it.
Yeah.
I need it. Honestly, I feel like there's 8-year-old kids coming at me for stuff. It's wild.
Probably because there are.
Yeah.
Probably.
They should be homeschooling right now. They should be in their groups with their teachers and students or whatever on the computer.
Right.
So we got there was a tweet, and they've got a big event coming later in the week for the 40th anniversary of Empire Strikes Back. They're gonna have a watch party.
That's cool.
That sounds really cool. I think everybody should get in on that. It's going to be fun, and I think they're going to be in-app doing stuff, and then also probably on Twitter they're going to be doing trivia, and they're actually going to have stuff dropping during the movie in relation to what's happening. So basically, push play at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you will be in sync with a bunch of people all watching the same thing. We can all make wisecracks and have fun. I'm going to Mystery Science Theater the fuck out of it.
It'll be really cool. Like you said, they're going to do special things all throughout the movie, which will be fun. They did that in Disney, and it seemed to go pretty well. I didn't do it, but they got a lot of good feedback from that. So
yeah, so it's a kind of a fun activity, and it kind of fits with the vibe of everybody being stuck at home. The watch party thing's gotten to be kind of a thing, and since we're all such, it's Star Wars geeks,
Well, and also it's the 40th anniversary.
Right,
40 years. That's crazy.
It's big. And I can't wait to answer all the questions about Dak Ralter correctly.
That's right. What was Luke Gunner's name?
Dak Ralter! Yo, you get 100 coins. Wow.
Or no, you get 2 crystals.
Oh, you know what was really funny when we forgot to mention when the update came out on Monday? Was it Monday? Mm-hmm. You can earn crystals by watching videos on Tapjoy.
Yeah.
And at first, man, like the first one I hit, it was like 10 crystals. I'm like, holy shit, I'm going to fucking nail this for hours.
All
and
day
I did.
long.
I was just fucking blasting it for a long time. But eventually it fell down to 5. It was 5 almost immediately. And it was 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, and then went down to 2. And now it's pretty much always standing at 1. But it is possible to just go in and just keep watching video after video after video.
And then when it eventually just went to 1, I was like, oh my gosh, thank God I can finally even up my crystals.
Yes, that's the great thing for the OCD when you have that odd number that we've talked about, just like triggers the fuck out of you. You can just watch a couple videos and get even, again. So hooray.
What was a beautiful thing was yesterday, somehow through all the magic of science and mathematics, yesterday, as I was buying the $100 or the 100 crystal packs in platinum, I noticed that I was on 00 at the end. So I had like 1900, and then I just bought packs. It's like, oh man, and I went down to 0. I was like, oh, that was awesome. It was
wow,
all into place. It was perfect.
And now you're broke.
Now, well, then I just reloaded them. So it wasn't like I had to go. I didn't have to get up and go get my wallet or anything.
Yeah, you had to pull out the card. Well, last week I think we were talking about how we didn't see any dailies, and then man, there was a shitload of dailies this week. They
were doing 2 a day.
2 and 3, yeah. It'd be like a cheap one and a more expensive one. I still have a $9.99 showing as available, and
I think I do too. It's the 2,500 for $9.99.
I loaded up. I've got like 10K right now in crystals. So whatever happens on Thursday.
That's great. I'm loading up for Thursday just in case.
Yeah, because we don't know what kind of sets they're going to drop. So it should be exciting. Really looking forward to the watch party. I think that'll be a fun activity, and give me a chance to watch Empire Strikes Back, man. I'm gonna take it every fucking time, right?
Don't need much of an excuse to do it, but it's gonna
of course that'll be the day we have dinner really early. Listen, guys, we're going to eat at 5:17. We just started Empire.
Yeah.
Yes, you'll have to hit pause. You'll miss the watch party. Maybe you can come up with a plan for Thursday. Some kind of scheme.
The plan is to watch Empire Strikes Back on Miller High Water.
That's right.
Yep.
Should be good.
Well, and that was pretty much all the content for the week. We ran through an entire crazy week of
it was a lot.
Digital cards, and so now we go into our weekly What You Watching. I haven't made a theme song. Do you think I should make a theme song for What You Watching?
Of course you want to make a theme song.
Of course I do. I love it. I have all this. I have time, and I'm full of creative juices. I've got a lot of juice.
You're full of
Creative.
something, yeah. So
Creative
just,
juices are leaking out of me.
okay.
Left
Yeah,
and
you
right.
can make a theme song, whatever.
Cool.
Yeah.
What you
Cool.
watching?
So what you watching? What you watching, Greg?
Well, I finished Westworld finally, which was
Finally.
it was amazing and really crazy and wow, and can't wait now for. They always leave you on something's like, oh shit, I can't wait to see what happens with that. And they finally spoilers. If you haven't watched the end of Westworld, you're lamer than I am, and you have no excuse.
And you have to actually watch through
Past
the credits.
past the credits, because
credits.
they actually go. The Man in Black is now.
Up. Don't spoil it.
Well, okay, but like it has ties to the original Westworld.
Yes.
Because the original Westworld, the big bad guy was the robot Yul Brynner gunslinger, and he was all dressed in black. He was clearly the bad guy, and he was just this just unstoppable guy. It just keeps coming at you no matter what, and he was terrifying. And so we have that character back now in the new Westworld. So that was really cool. And then I was watching something last night. I was just looking around last night for something to watch. And I love Devo. I think I've said this before. And they have it's a really, really old compilation of movies that Devo did back in the 70s. They literally would make, because they were all art students, and they would make their own student films. And that's how they actually started Devo as a band, was as an adjunct to this visual arts thing that they were into. And so so they made all these weird videos. And so the thing that I was watching is called The Men Who Make the Music. And in it, they have a version of Jocko Homo, which is one of their really well-known early hits. And in that version, they have Devo doing their thing, and every person, all the extras, everything, were all wearing N95 masks. And it was just so bizarre to see that come full circle from 1974, 1975, maybe late 70s when they did this, to now, where everywhere you go, that's what you see, is people wearing masks. And Devo for me has always been like this prophetic band. They've always been this group that created music and a visual style, and everything about them was like this retro future that never happened. And to see stuff like that actually happening now, if I go to the grocery store, everybody looks like they're from that fucking video. It's bizarre. So it really just kind of, wow, it was just really kind of an incredible moment there. And they didn't plan that. It wasn't like, oh, this is what the future is going to be like, but this is what the future is like.
That is
So
crazy.
it was pretty crazy. So kind of meta, a little outside of what when that came up, like it gave me chills. I was just like, oh my God, look at the people in this. Christel, come and look at this.
It was freaky.
Yeah.
That is pretty crazy.
It's like that's what we are now. And I mean, they've always said, devolution is real. And they were talking about, especially in the 80s, they were talking about Reagan, the Reagan era, and the things that were happening in the 80s as the devolution of society, of human society. And look where we are now. I mean, these guys, they knew what was going on. It's crazy. It's really wild. So more a fan than ever, and really enjoy Devo, but that one gave me chills.
That is pretty crazy.
That's what I'm watching. Nightmare Fuel.
Nightmare Fuel. Well, I didn't watch Nightmare Fuel. I did watch a new Adam Driver movie. I watched Patterson.
Who's that about?
His name is Patterson, and he's a bus driver in Patterson, New Jersey, and he's a poet. So it's like him driving around in New Jersey, and it's by the same guy who did The Dead Don't Die.
Oh, okay. Jarmusch.
Yeah, Jim
Jarmusch.
And it has very similar way that the beats in it work and everything. And but I liked it. It was nice. It was nice. It's like he is doing poetry and writing poetry in it. And like it's his actual handwriting. He has excellent handwriting.
Really?
Yes, he has excellent handwriting. And
his autograph's nothing to write home about.
I know, but because it's all in the handwriting. But his handwriting is beautiful, and it's just very nice.
Did you look that up? You're like, oh, I wonder if that's his handwriting.
Yeah, I did.
Oh my God, it's dreamy.
I did.
Oh,
But it's funny because he has like this dog, in the movie, his wife and then him have this dog who's like always, you figure out has been messing with him because like every day he comes home and he has to like fix like the mailbox because it's like kind of knocked over. And it turns out the dog is running outside and like knocking it over. So he has to constantly fix it. But at one point in the movie, because like his wife keeps telling him, you know, you really need to make copies of your notebooks with your poems. You need to make copies of this. He's like, yeah, I'll make copies of it. And he never makes copies of it. And one
dog eats
the
it.
dog ate the notebook.
Oh boy.
And it's freaking Kylo Ren. So you think he's like going to go crazy and stuff.
Slash the dog up with a lightsaber, motherfucker.
You expect him to go get all, you know, ragey and stuff, but he's just very chill about it. So it's very different than Kylo Ren. So but it was nice.
Does he reflect on the ephemeral nature of art?
Kind of. He ends up running into another poet guy and he gives him a blank notebook. So he can start over and write more poems. But,
pretty cool. How old is it? The movie? When did it come out?
Gosh, maybe 3 years.
Oh, okay.
He does a lot of work. He does a lot of really quirky stuff.
Yeah.
He's got he makes interesting choices. So
Yeah,
it's good.
so-
He's probably got a really good agent.
So it was good. And I'm still enjoying Run on HBO with Hux in it. And Killing Eve is fabulous. Still.
Did they kill that bitch yet?
No.
God damn it.
No, she killed her family. It was great.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's great. Wow.
They deserved it.
Okay.
They deserved it.
Okay.
The good ones she let go.
Did any of them take too many naps?
Did they kill him in their sleep?
Some of them.
Were they snoring?
Some of them.
This is why you need the pod for protection.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. This is witness testimony in my upcoming murder trial. Where I'm the victim.
And let's see. I found a new series that just dropped on Hulu called The Great. You've been seeing commercials for it probably, and it's about Catherine the Great, and it's like totally not historically accurate, but it's quirky and weird and just, you know, the sets and the costumes are pretty great.
Who's in that?
Who is that chick? It's a blonde chick.
Sweet Melba.
I can't remember her name.
Sassy Molassy.
But it's got the guy who played Beast, I think, in those X-Men movies.
Oh, he was terrible. He wasn't any good.
Well, he's Peter the not great, so you know he's gonna get taken care of. But you know it. But
you mean monetarily?
What do you mean monetarily?
They're gonna take care of him. You give him a little something extra.
He'll get taken care of.
He's gonna get killed.
But you know, so
I have an unhealthy fascination with murder. I gotta say.
Yeah. But so I started watching that, and that's kind of fun. It's about halfway through it. It's very quirky and weird, but a little historical, so amusing. And then we enjoyed watching Mark Hamill on What We Do in the
Yeah, that was great. That was so
great.
good. Yeah,
that was so good.
I loved how just putting a toothpick in his mouth was a perfect disguise
For Laszlo.
He puts a toothpick in his mouth, and then when he takes it out, like, son of a bitch, it's you. That was so ridiculous because I thought he was just like playing. Oh my god, that show is so good.
It's so good.
So funny.
So funny. And Mark Hamill was totally game. And
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Let me go. Just let me act totally silly and put me in this
ridiculous vampire costume.
Was absolutely ridiculous. It looked like carpeting from that one hotel at Dragon Con. Oh Jesus. It was fun. So how many more shows have you got to tell us about? That's all for now. Oh my god. Matt, did you watch any shows?
I watch my kid do first grade homeschool. So if you count live lessons as shows, yeah, I watched a lot of that. But otherwise, we've been watching Community after the kids do it. Really good. I hadn't seen it prior. It's really good. It's funny.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I heard good things. It's pretty.
I wish I'd never seen it so I could watch it all again because it's pretty funny. I mean, we used to just piss ourselves laughing at that show. It's really funny.
It's pretty well. It's well written. It's pretty well done.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much what we're watching. It's about it.
Well, you got younger kids, so you still don't have time.
Yeah, you get to watch Disney movies over and over and over and over and over again.
Yes.
I discovered yesterday, I fired up my Xbox for the first time in like a million years, and I re-upped my Xbox Gold for a year because I haven't had that in ages. And then I fired up Skyrim because it's a favorite, and I've got a save that's got like, they had mods for it and stuff a while back. So I have a save that's got like 10,000 Daedric arrows with every fucking incantation on them. And I've got this bow that's just like it's a nuclear weapon bow. It's ridiculous.
Super duper missile. It shoots super duper missiles.
Dude, it'll one kill any dragon in the game.
Oh man, that's awesome.
There's nothing in the game I can't one shot with this fucking thing. It's amazing. And so I went back in and I didn't, I haven't played it in forever. And I didn't realize there's like years worth of community content that's been ported in.
Oh, nice.
And there's levels. There's like new quests and all kinds of stuff. And I'm in this one right now. It's the Clockwork Castle. And you go in and you get trapped in the thing, and then you're stuck. It's like an escape room. And it's this huge, giant Dwemer complex that you have to go in and fix the pipes and get everything working so that you can get out of there. And once you're done with it, it's a usable house. It's your house that you can fast travel to and keep all your stuff. And it's swanky.
Pretty sweet.
It's really
That
nice.
is pretty sweet.
But there's a bunch of shit like that. Whole new levels and quests. And this one I'm playing is like really well done. I was like, Zoe, look at this shit. Somebody made this. Some fan made this. Yeah. And it's perfect. It's as good as anything that was in the original game. So I'm having a blast with that. So yeah, what am I watching? I think I'm going to be playing some Skyrim again.
Great.
Dude, my PlayStation 4 it's only been the Netflix and Disney Plus machine for years. So I mean, for 2 years now.
Yeah, the Blu-ray player.
I really just miss my game time. So one of these days.
Yeah, Skyrim's cool. I played the shit out of Fallout and Skyrim when Zoe was a baby. Mm-hmm. When I was home with her, and she'd be sleeping on the floor in front of the TV, and I'd be playing Fallout and Skyrim. So all that stuff probably went in her tiny little brain, and that may not be good.
She's a good gamer.
She's an excellent gamer. Yeah. So maybe that's where it got the hooks into her. Because she games nonstop. So
she's a good gamer.
She is. Hardcore, bro. Okay.
Well, final thoughts, anybody? Kind of got nothing.
Yeah.
Much. Looking forward to Thursday. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
I think it'll be good. It'll be interesting. It'll be hopefully the app's working well. They still have some things to fix and stuff like that. But I think it feels like they turned a corner somewhat with the build update. In terms of the look and the feel of the app is a lot better. So I'm looking forward to that being good. And it would be good if some of these new traders would get better.
I agree. It's gonna take time for them to attrit. They're either gonna go or they're gonna get better.
Yeah.
Or maybe not. Maybe there's a third option. Maybe they just never get better and they don't leave. But
it's interesting to see them, like you can tell when they're starting to mature, but that they start looking for the older stuff. That's when they start turning their eyes back to the Hoth, to the vintage, to the essentials, to the reflections. That's usually one of the first things they go looking for is the reflections. So that's usually a sign they're starting to mature in the app and starting to understand values a little bit better. So it'll be interesting to see if that continues on the high end. Man, it's tough sledding. I know, Matt, you're always after some big cards, and it really doesn't seem like there's much of a marketplace out there with that.
No, like right now, everybody gets everything. If you want a card, you can get it. It's not gonna ever be a problem.
All the new stuff, that's the case. And the old stuff, there's just not that many people that are moving or dealing in that. And I find it's easier to just sell stuff and buy stuff on eBay. That seems to be the broker now for getting anything old, is sell some old stuff and then buy old stuff.
Yep. Yeah. You're right. That's the way to do it, because nobody's moving it in the app. Certainly not in the trade feed, because the trade feed is flooded with people who
it's all new guys.
Currently have a force score of under 5,000. So they're all brand new people. And again, they can get any card they want for coins or very little crystals. Like there are no sets that are coming out that are real hard chases. or crystal only stuff or stuff like that. So
Unless you're looking for tungsten.
that's right. So
Worth
we'll
it.
see. It's good that they're growing the app. That's their focus, right? Their focus is trying to bring more users in. They're trying to make Disney and Marvel and Star Wars parallel one another, user base wise, currency and economy, and that's happening. And the user base is growing. It almost feels like they're trying to reboot it back to like a 2015.
Almost, yeah. Like they want to build the base with the free to play, and then eventually ratchet that formula up again. I don't know what their plans are for the economy. It was interesting to see Mark say in comments that it looks like he says in terms of Disney, Marvel, Star Wars, we're in great shape with those licenses, and there's really nothing to worry about there.
That's reassuring. It really is.
That's something we really needed to hear.
It is, because I think, yeah, you're right. So many people start worrying about where the direction's going, if it's going to stay, and losing the licenses and the time and the cards and the money they put in, and that's So, but yeah, perhaps now they'll start out with this kind of as a foundation, and then start to re-inject some of the, the high-end stuff, crystal only stuff. But we'll see. I mean, who knows? I don't know what their direction is, but
right.
Kind of
And it's
my thought.
this blockchain thing's an interesting twist, and it'll be it's probably two completely different divisions. I doubt very much that Topps Digital has a lot to do with that. I don't know. But in looking at what they have online, wow, they didn't look at anything that Topps Digital has done up to this point. So it'll be interesting to see if at some point there's some convergence between those two things. I think it'll have to prove to be a lot more big and a lot more successful in that realm before they even start looking at licensed properties going into that, because I imagine it'll be, because it's permanent ownership. That's an expensive thing. I mean, you can correlate it to toys and physical product and things like that, but it's really getting the licensors to come around to that point of view as well. So
Right.
we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it was definitely a big, full, and exciting week, especially with the were they the Garbage Patch Cats? Yes.
Garbage Patch Cats.
Garbage Cats. Oh my gosh, so good. Yeah.
Garbage Patch Cats.
Lunchables, brought to you by
Lunchables.
Garbage Patch Cats.
By Garbage Cats. I remembered a new show is coming on that I'm going to watch.
Oh, what?
That I'm really excited
You're
about.
going to watch the shit out of this one.
Snowpiercer.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yes.
That was a weird movie. We watched that not too long ago, and I guess there's a show now. And
Yes.
somebody was complaining.
Even though there's no Chris Evans, I'm still going to watch
Well,
it.
they said somebody was complaining that it's very views the rich very unfavorably. I'm like, did you see Snowpiercer? What the fuck are you talking about? Jesus Christ. Oh, it's not fair to rich people. Oh, okay. Well, eat some more fucking caviar and
Okay.
console yourself with some champagne or something.
First world problems.
That's what I think of rich people. They're always just eating champagne and
Eating champagne.
and drinking caviar, baby.
Hey, how do we know? I don't know.
I don't know what you do with that shit.
I don't know what
I've
you
never
do.
seen any of that stuff.
All right,
I'm
you
a
can do the
simple man.
outro. Why don't you do the outro? Let's
Okay,
let these
well,
people go.
Okay, we'll let you go. So thanks to everybody for listening. You can find us on Twitter, Hoardcast at Twitter. You can send an email at Gmail, hoardcast@gmail.com. And then you can give us a phone call at 904-628-1138. Nobody does except Joe Biden. And then you can find us on our Discord group. If you're interested in joining, send a message to one of us in app or wherever, and we'll get you an invite. A lot of stuff going on there. Very, very busy. Fun
Very
time.
busy.
Yeah, it's busy. You got to keep up. Yeah, I look in a couple of times a day.
A lot of stuff going on in there.
Really interesting. My social.
It's a cool place to hang out. There's lots of folks there, lots of helpful people
It's
there.
been a
Yes,
really good resource.
yes.
I mean, a lot of this I did with my hoarding, update this week with a lot of that came through. Like Fighting Yoda was the one that spotted the last one I needed with Thunder Girl and said, hey, she does, send two needs, take one single, and boom, there I was done, so stuff like that. If you put the word out, hey, I'm looking for so-and-so, boom, usually somebody has seen it, getting that net a little wider and stuff. So it's been really
It's a fantastic resource.
Yep. So like and subscribe, and tune in Sunday or Monday for more stuff from Mr. Biggs.
Ooh, that's right.
Yep.
It's happening.
Arrivederci.
It's gonna be great.
It's going to be great. Arrivederci.
Have a good week.
Mitch,
Thanks for joining us, Matt. We appreciate it.
Oh, thanks for having me, man. It was great. Always a pleasure. Really is.
Always a pleasure to have you. Thank you so much.
All right. See you guys.
Minshew.
We are Legion.
We are all.
We are one.
We are.
Watching.
Watching.